Hey everybody, did you miss me? I'm back. So tonight what we're going to do is a little bit of a seared salmon with a crispy skin. I'm going to talk a little bit about searing. I really recommend you get carbon steel pans. They're lighter than cast iron. They go on and off the heat very well, so the heat, changes on them. They won't scratch like nonstick, but they develop a nonstick, very nice nonstick character. So they're really good for this. This is 12 gauge. I really recommend you do 12 gauge. I got some 18 gauge, and they warped when you use them at very high heat. And that's what's good about them is you can use them at very high heat. So 12 gauge works the best. Then I have this other thing here. This was one of my best impulse buys ever. I don't know, it was like 20 bucks or something like that. And I'll show you why. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is I have salmon sitting over here. Okay, the salmon, in order to get the nice crispy skin, it has to have dry skin. So a lot of times they'll tell you stick it in a refrigerator with the side up, with the skin side up for about an hour, and that'll dry it. If you don't do that, if you forgot to do that, no big deal. It's not a big deal. Just take some paper towel, wrap it in paper towel for about 5 minutes, you'll be fine. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put some, on the skin side, I'm going to put salt, okay? And on the flesh side and all around, I'm going to put some salt and also some pepper. Okay. Now we got to start up some stuff here. Got to start up the exhaust. We're going to fire this pan up. So let's got to get that nice and hot. What we want is oil that's smoking. I use olive oil. A lot of people say, no, don't use olive oil for searing. You should use some other kind of vegetable oil. I like olive oil. I like the flavor. I think it's good. You got to put enough on. You have to make sure you put enough on so that it's a good coating on the pan. And this way it will make sure that you don't get any of the direct contact of the pan with the skin, because that'll burn it. All right, so now I got to get this. It's starting to shimmer. I want it to actually get up to smoking. And as I said, it's got to be a high temperature. And the reason for that is I want to make sure I get the skin crispy before this fish cooks all the way through. I still want nice, rare salmon. So I got it going. It's smoking. You might be able to see it. I don't know. I'm going to put the salmon here. I'm going to press down nice to sear it. And then here's where my little device comes in. I'm going to put this on top. And what this is going to do is make sure that the skin stays in good contact with the pan. Stick that on there. Doesn't want to cooperate. We'll make it cooperate. There we go. All right. So that's going good. Temperature is nice, but we have to have a sauce with this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make an aioli to go with this. So while that's cooking on the skin side, I have an egg yolk here. Okay, what I add to this is a little lemon juice, some mustard, and some garlic that I pasted. And I used a knife and some coarse salt to turn garlic into a paste. My little hand mixer here, and a mixture of 50-50 olive oil and peanut oil. All right, so I'm going to get this here. I'm going to start this up. Okay, and as I'm going to do is I'm going to drizzle slowly the oil into here. What I'm trying to get it to do is emulsify with the yolk. And in fact, so what this is, it's like mayonnaise. To be honest, if I left out the garlic and the mustard and just threw a little salt in with the lemon juice and the egg yolk, I would basically be having homemade mayonnaise. I've got quite a bit of oil here. Never quite sure exactly how much it's going to use. So I have extra. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop once the consistency is right. All right, I'm mixing this up, and meanwhile I'm watching the salmon. I want to make sure that the skin gets crispy, but doesn't burn. So I can take a break here. Not going to make any difference. It looks like it's ready to turn. You can always check it. Oh yeah, oh yeah. See what we've got here? That's nice crispy skin. Now it's got a finish on the other side. I could turn it down, and just for fun, I'm going to throw some butter in. Because it's butter, it's great, right? I'll get back to my aioli here. Still got to add more oil. It's starting to come together. You can see it start to come together. I'm watching the salmon. Notice I don't put the weight back on this side because that would actually make the skin get all soft and mushy again. I've got this nice crispy skin. I don't want to ruin it. I continue to put this in. I'm watching the salmon. It's looking good. It's slowly cooking. I turned the heat down so that it would then, I take a little time to cook through. This is coming together very nicely. Now, some people will say, well, can I do this with, can I do this in a food processor? Or how about a blender? Can I do it in a blender? Of course you can. There's absolutely no problem with that. But why, you ask, well, why do I do it with this little thick whisk thing here? I'll tell you why. Because when I'm done, which I am just about now done, this is all I have to clean. Okay. Now I'm going to finish this up. The salmon's looking good. All I need to do with the salmon now is turn it off and move it off the heat, right? Because I have this nice pan that's looking really good. It's going to be nice rare to medium rare when it's finished. But like I said, since it's not cast iron, it's carbon steel. As soon as I move it off the heat, the temperature drops quite a bit. And, and then it'll just finish. It'll slowly finish in the pan. Now this is looking like it's done. Let me show you. See, it's a little thick, but not too thick. It's nice. Might add a little more oil just to bring it together just a little bit more. I want it to be thick. Okay, see, that's kind of what you're looking for, something like that. Put this down over here. Now, there isn't a lot of flavor and seasoning in that right now, and I'm going to turn this fan off. There isn't a lot of seasoning in that right now, but so we're going to add some. Once you've made it, you can add anything you want. What are we going to add tonight? Tonight, we're in Maryland. What the heck? We're going to add Old Bay. So I'm going to make an Old Bay aioli. Let me grab another whisk here. Whisk that all in. That's nice. It's going to have a nice flavor. Let me taste it, see if I want to add a little more. Yeah, I think I want to add a little more. There we go. Now, I did this right here, but normally, I would do this maybe an hour or so in advance. I'd put it in the fridge. This will even let it absorb the flavors a little better. Let it get a little more of the flavors in it. So now what we're going to do, and by the way, that'll taste really good tomorrow too. We're going to plate. So here we go. I have the rest of my dinner sitting right here. So I'm going to plate this. Take a spoon. Take some of my aioli and put it on the plate. Okay, very nice. Now I'm going to take the salmon and I'm going to put that right on top with the skin side up, of course, because I still want that crispy skin. What I've decided to serve this with tonight is I have a zucchini tower here. It's roasted zucchini. Then what it's got in it is a roasted tomato pesto that's got garlic and basil and Kalamata olive in it. And let's see if I pull this off, if it stays up like a nice tower. Hey, that's pretty good. And then over here, I have some pearl couscous. It's sometimes called Israeli couscous that I cooked in fish stock because I'm having fish with this. and I covered it a little bit. I put some dried sumac, ground sumac berry on top. So pull that off too. I have a lovely little plating here. And now we'll take a look at the salmon, and we'll take a piece off the end here, and I've got the skin is crispy. The salmon is looking beautiful. It's nice and rare. I got a piece of crispy skin. I got the aioli, and let's see. Wow, wow, that's just fantastic. So that's how you do it. You can do it with any kind of fish, right? The idea to make the crispy skin is you got to make sure the pan is hot enough that you can crisp the skin before the fish is cooked all the way through. So that's our dinner for tonight. I'm going to go and enjoy the rest of this. Thanks for joining me again.